Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to take you through a simple Excel feature that can make your data cleaning process to be simplified. This feature is known as find and replace. Imagine you have got this scenario. You are given data, and if you check the columns, you have product name. And if you have a look at the product names that you have, you find that you have same product name having different names, probably because of spelling mistakes. If you move and prepare a dashboard using this data, then the report that you are going to give to your stakeholders probably will be misleading. So you must clean the data first before doing the analysis. And the feature in Excel that can help you do this is find and replace. And now let us open and have a look at our sales dataset. In this sales dataset, we have sales from the following branches. We have Nairobi, Kisumu, Mombasa, Nakuru, Eldoret. And if you check at column A, we have the following products. We have HP laptop, we have Dell laptop, we have Lenovo ThinkPad, then we have the last one, Acer. To human beings, a normal looking eye, HP laptop that we have in column A, row 2 is similar to HP laptop in column A, row 3. But interestingly, Excel treats the two differently. Let me highlight so that you can see. In column A, row 2, we have these. And in column A, row 3, we have these. So if you compare the two, Excel will treat the two as completely different products. Another scenario that we can have a look at is column A, row 7, Dell laptop. This is completely different from this. Excel will treat these and these as completely different products. Then we also have similar problems in column C, where we have department. You can see that we have sales east, this, which is different from east sales. Excel will treat the two departments as completely different. Then if we go to column E, where we have invoice number, the problem that we have here is the prefixes that we have for our invoice number. So we should remove the prefixes so that we do away with it. Then another column where we have a problem is the status, where we have missing values, then we have not available. So before we do the data cleaning process, we are going to prepare our pivot table so that we see what happens before actually cleaning our data. And now the next thing that we should do is to prepare our pivot table so that later on you will see the value of cleaning your data first before doing an analysis. To insert your pivot table, go to the Insert tab, click on it. Then under Tables, we have Pivot Table. Click on this. Then here, select a table or range. This gives us the range to which you want to create a pivot table. Then under choose where you want the pivot report to be placed, choose on new sheet so that it will be created on a new sheet. Once you are done with that, click OK. And now we have our pivot table. Then if you check here, we have pivot table fields. The first one that we have is product column, and the last one is status column. So that we can be able to see our pivot table here. Pick on product column and drag it to rows. Then the amount column, pick on it and drag it to values. Then now we have our pivot table here. And you can see that HP laptop, this is completely different to HP laptop with an hyphen in front of it. If you present such an analysis to your stakeholders or management, then your analysis is misleading. That is where data cleaning process become a vital tool for a data analyst. And now let us go back to our dataset that we had earlier, the Macy Sales dataset. Here it is. Then press Ctrl H. Then here we have find, replace. The first thing that you have to do is to get what you want to find and what to replace it with. So I want to find this. Control copy, put it here, paste. Then I want to replace it with this one. Control copy, Control paste. Then click on replace all, and I've replaced them. Then I move to the next one. I'll go for this. Control copy is what I want to find. Control paste, and I replace it with HP laptop, this one right here. Replace all. Done. Then I go to this. This one is right. Then I go to Dell laptop. I want to find this. Control copy. I put it here. Control paste. And I come here. I want to replace it with this. Control copy. Control paste. And I click replace all. And I'm done. Then I go to Lenovo ThinkPad. Control copy. This is what I want to have here. Replace it with this. Then what I want to find is this. Control copy. Then I paste it here. Then I click replace all. That is done. Then I come here, Control copy. This is what I want to find. Right click and paste. Then replace all. And I'm done with cleaning the product names. That is what you do with find and replace. Remember, the shortcut is Control H, and it brings these that you can use as simple as that. Yes, and again, another common problem that we have in our dataset is the missing values. And so if we go to our status column, column G, we have missing values such as NA, not available, and we also have missing. So the problem with this is that different people may enter missing values differently. But we want to make our missing values to be standardized so that our analyses become better and consistent. So this is what we are going to do. Press Ctrl H. Then what do you want to find? We want to find NA. Then we want to replace it with unknown. Then click replace all. Then I also want to find completed. And find these and also replace it with unknown. Click replace all. I'm done. I also want to find these. Paste it here. Click replace all. Okay. Then I also want to find not available. Copy. Bring it here. Paste. I want to replace it with unknown. Click replace all. Okay. And I also want to find missing. Copy. Bring it here. Right click. You paste. Replace all. And now you can see that the missing values, all of them have been standardized. And we are done with the column status. Again, let us have a look at our invoice number, that is column E. In some instances, your imported data may contain unwanted characters. In this column, our column invoice number, we have the prefix inv/. We want to remove these unwanted characters so that we remain with the numerical invoice number. To do that, press Ctrl H so that you have your find and replace. Then type inv. Then you have an hyphen. Then you want to replace it with nothing, a blank space. Then click on replace all. As you can see now, we have our numerical ID numbers. Then you can close your find and replace. And finally, now that we are done with the data cleaning process, I want us to move back to the pivot table that we had created earlier on. On sheet 3, you can see that this was the pivot table that we created earlier on. So that we can know that data cleaning process is really valuable. Click inside your pivot table, right click, then go to refresh. When you refresh, you can see that now we have HP laptop and the value is this one. That is completely different from the initial pivot table that we had created. Dell laptop, we also have a different value. So you can see that data cleaning process is a valuable skill that any would-be data analyst should have. So that's why data analysis process is not a matter of mastering complex formulas. The little things like find and replace can do much more than you expect. Otherwise, thank you for your time and that you've taken to watch this video. If you like this video, you can subscribe to our channel for similar videos in future. Thank you for watching.